Taurus, great to see you. Welcome to your Taurus May 2021 reading and forecast. I'm Nigel Saint James. Great to see the subscribers back again. We have great fun here, don't we? It's different, it's good. I've had the great pleasure of doing private readings for a few of you Taurians, men and women, over the course of the last month, and it's been great to get to know you personally. If you'd like to have a private one-on-one reading from anywhere in the world, just check out the information that's in the description box below. But now we're going to take 5 cards to see what there is in store for you this month. 5 is all we need, as you well know, subscribers, don't you? Yes, well, let's have a look. Taurus, May 2021, the Hierophant, the King of Wands. Quite interesting artwork on this, incidentally. There's the Ace of Swords, central energy. There's the 6 of Wands. Well, let's grab something from in here. And finally, there it is, the Emperor. Well, let's have a look to see what these have to say. So come and sit down next to me and I'll do the reading for you. Well, what a very interesting set of cards. Great power running down this column here, the King of Wands and the Emperor. Let's have a look at the Emperor first. Then on to the Hierophant, I think. That's the order they are in the Major Arcana anyway. But let's have a look at this. I love to see symbology in cards because they do help you understand what is going on. Now, let's have a look here. Above the Emperor is an eclipse between the sun and the moon. The morning star rises above the eclipse to greet a new dawn, symbolizing the blending of spirit and soul with the promise of new beginnings. Now, the white horse represents the masculine and wisdom with power. The black horse represents the feminine side, knowing the power of entering the darkness or the void and finding the light and where answers lie. Now, the lion cub down here, looking at that little thing, well, that represents the developing strength and responsibility to your environment and future worlds. The Emperor extends a guiding hand to the lion cub, ruling with compassion, wisdom, valor, protection, love, and respect for all those who rely on him, just as you do. Well, the lion cub, I suspect, will grow to be a very strong and formidable ally. Now, the dragon, which you can see down here, perhaps there, that represents the 4 elements of our earth and spiritual power that has fully manifested in the Emperor. The dragon also represents the Emperor's connection to Mother Earth and respect for the environment. The dragon embodies the unification of the underlying opposites of light and dark, symbolizing the primal energy that upholds the material world, which can turn good or bad on many different levels. Now, this oak tree and the throne, that chair or throne that he's sitting on here, that represents 4 directions, 4 seasons, 4 elements. The oak tree represents divinity and the masculine principle. The eagle's heads that you can see coming out here, well, the eagle represents your connection with the divine, because the eagle soars high, doesn't it? Reminding you to look at the bigger picture, to see the expansive horizon and know that the great universe is always there to help you build greater new worlds. The red lotuses poking down here, they rise with strength, passion, and purity from the muddy waters of the unconscious. All of these things, they're all inherent tools of the Emperor. Aries the ram is his astrological sign, and is represented on his breastplate. Aries is fire and the symbol of spring, new beginnings. The key word for Aries is, or are, I am. And they symbolize the start of your journey in this world and your confidence to communicate your ideas and your feelings. Now, the Emperor, I think, at the moment is guiding you to find your personal power and leadership abilities. When you were young, your innocence and vulnerability is influenced by the rules and traditions of family structure and society. When you grow older, a more personal code begins to develop and your personal power comes into play. As a young adult, you begin to question limiting beliefs and patterns that don't fit your principles. By recognizing and living what is true to your heart and soul self, you gain your personal power. The Emperor's yang energy. You know, yin, yang. Yin is the feminine, yang is the masculine energy. That gives you vision and vitality to start new projects at this time or to express new ideas. He teaches you how to set boundaries and how to develop your gifts and talents. He shows you how to empower others in a positive way, and in turn, thereby empowering you. The Emperor brings a new dawn to express your gifts and ideas and to experience life to the fullest. The Emperor is full of adventure, wanting to travel and explore the world. His energy is high and ready to move. Use the wisdom of the Emperor and honor what your heart speaks true. Build new, solid, strong, and secure foundations in your life. Tap into your personal power and explore your potentials, igniting new ideas. The Emperor reminds you to maintain your personal boundaries. His gifts to you at this time are leadership skills, fairness, stability, drive, power, and self-confidence. Now, I said we'd have a look at the Hierophant, so why don't we do that? Hello, Hierophant. Look at all the symbology in that. Well, let's have a go at it. And what does it say? What are you saying, Hierophant, to me? Well, the Hierophant, I think, in this painting represents both traditional and non-traditional spiritual faith. I don't know whether you can see, but he has one blue eye and one brown eye, which is about seeing life from all viewpoints. And if you split his face in half, his right side speaks of traditional spiritual practices, and his left side, I think, of non-traditional spiritual practices. His right hand, as you can see, touches his heart, which is about seeking spiritual wisdom from an open, loving, and peaceful heart. His crown has, well, let's go a five-pointed star representing the person on their spiritual path, is what I think. Now, there's a lot of Native American themes, indigenous American Indian themes running through here as well. This medicine wheel, which is sitting on top of his crown, that talks about the ever-changing, cyclic paths, cycles that come about in your life. The Hierophant wears a breastplate of, now it is obscured over there, but there's 4, 8, so I assume the pattern continues, so that would be 12 sacred gems. Now, breastplate just like this was used by the high priest in the Hebrew tradition during ceremonies. The Hierophant's eagle feathers represent connection to the divine, bridging the realms of spirit and earth in balance and harmony. Now, this smoking medicine pipe that's there, well, I think what that is talking about, it's symbolizing one's commitment to one's path. And the pouch, you see it down there, that's the medicine pouch? Well, that holds sacred tools, I imagine, to take on journey, probably drugs or stimulants, ayahuasca or something like that. Now, the snake, which is wrapped around his left arm, symbolizes regeneration. This rainbow robe that you can see here, I think that represents all peoples and beliefs working together. The astrological symbol for the Hierophant is Taurus, the bull, and here the bull makes an appearance. I won't go into the esoteric meaning of it, but the bull stands behind the throne on the right of the Hierophant, and in general represents earth, the masculine, loyalty, and patience. The key words for Taurus are, I want, as you would well know. Now the bear on the left-hand side here, well, that represents the feminine receptive side, as well as introspection and looking within. This lightning bolt there represents enlightenment. Now the mountains behind present the spiritual calling and the difficulties you have to conquer as you ascend to the heights of spiritual understanding. Now, the Hierophant is pointing to a labyrinth. Labyrinth came out of Greek mythology, and there was a minotaur, a monster in there. Well, of course, mythology isn't stupid. It just encases very strong and deep spiritual meanings. And the labyrinths, it's like one of those drawings that you try to find. You start with a pencil, you try to find from the start which is the way out and go around. Well, that's what a labyrinth is. But it represents the journey of going within, communing with the divine, then returning to the outside world with new spiritual insights to live by. Now, the 5 stones that surround this labyrinth, the headstone here, that I just know, and you might know from last month's reading, is the Hebrew letter Shin, which means tooth. The other 4 stones represent the 4 elements, I think. Now, the dove is the Holy Spirit or the Holy Ghost, bringing peace to our hearts during our spiritual journey. There are other things in there as well. Roses of passion. We look down here, we have roses and lilies. Well, roses speak of passion and lilies speak of purity, and they are entwined, which symbolizes, I think, the desire or passion for life with purity in the heart. Now, I really think this month what the Hierophant is doing for you is that he is encouraging you to trust your intuition and to see the divine in all things. Everywhere you turn, there you will see the face of God. He channels cosmic knowledge to you, helping you blend and balance your inner self with your outer world understanding how all things are connected. He gives you the spiritual courage and desire to look at your beliefs and values, to see if they align with the divine plan. He asks, what is spiritually true to your soul and heart, and what is not? The Hierophant, I think, assists you at this time in rebalancing your life and your ideals that bring rejuvenation to your spiritual self. When you are feeling lost or off-center, quiet yourself and listen to the guidance of the Hierophant. This might be a time when you are questioning your spiritual values and life. This card can indicate that there may be a need to seek spiritual guidance from someone else, but it reminds you to listen to your inner self, to find your spiritual courage and your true destined path. Use the Hierophant's labyrinth. Follow its spiritual path. It will take you to your heart, opening to spirit, gathering wisdom and knowledge, then returning to your physical world with blessings of the divine. Now let's have a quick look at this King of Wands. That's here. Hello, King. Good to see you. Again, more imagery here. Good sacred sort of imagery that gets me thinking in the spiritual mode. Well, the sun creates a halo around the king's head, symbolizing his connection to the divine wisdom of source, of the divinity. The king's flaming crown exemplifies the kundalini energy meeting and connecting with spirit. The rubies in his crown symbolize the rising Kundalini life force ascending and opening up to the divine. Now his red cloak, that's the color of fire, and it represents the qualities of confidence, power, courage, passion, and determination, all of which you will have at this time. Now there are two upward triangles on his shoulders there. You may not be able to see them, but they're the symbols that represent fire. Now the star pendant that clasps his cloak sits at his heart chakra, symbolizing that he rules from the inherent memory of his true soul self. His yellow gown, which you can see around here, well, that symbolizes hope, energy, and enlightenment. What else is there that's of interest, I think, that we can have a look at and see? I think what we can say is that the king's fiery wand burns with vision, inspiration, and growth. The 8-pointed star shines out, as above, so below. The King of Wands sits on his golden dragon throne, holding a dragon shield. The dragon, of course, symbolizes transformation, mastery, protection, courage, new beginnings, and the life force. And the two magical star lions here, they symbolize balance between the fiery energy of the Kundalini life force and the inner strength and focused creative energy that comes when it meets with spirit. Now, this is a time when this king turns up in this position and opposite the Hierophant. He is bringing news. He's bringing success. He's bringing honor, achievement, maybe awards. Certainly, I think there will be an unexpected opportunity for you. Now, you may find yourself feeling courageous and assertive as your creativity and intuition are going to be heightened. The king indicates a time of movement and high energy. He inspires you to look at the big picture, to make plans, set goals accordingly, and move forward with confidence. The King of Wands can symbolize a person that you can trust. A lot of Sagittarius around here, and Scorpio, who gives you needed guidance or direction, awakening your individual potential. Now is the time to be true to your dreams and visions by taking new directions and initiating something new. You will be rewarded. Now, there may be a need to review your unproductive patterns and old beliefs, having the courage to let them go, opening yourself to new viewpoints, perspectives, and possibilities. He reminds you that you are the creator of your future, emphasizing the need to take responsibility for the results of your action. But particularly strong energy, positive, success, things happening. Now, it may well be that you get a mental breakthrough also at this time as to how you can achieve the success which is set out in energy there for you. Here we have the Ace of Swords. Well, in this painting, the sword emerges out of golden clouds, piercing the veil of consciousness and becoming part of the starry crown itself. See, it forms the seventh part of that crown there. The sun, the spirit of consciousness, shines brilliantly out. The clouds are a mixture of air, which is about intellect and mind, and water, which is intuition and emotion. Now, the god of the sword is interesting. Here we have the signs of the moon here. It has the first and last crescent of the moon with the full moon in the center, and that symbolizes the cycles of the moon. The symbol of air is on the sword itself, and its grip is decorated with gems. This is penetrating deep into your subconscious. That's where the moon comes in. The moon allows us to get in deep towards things. And that penetration, while it is doing that, the ace, the sword, is bringing its wisdom to the light of consciousness. The ace plants the seeds of courage, justice, honesty, and truth. It brings movement and urgency to putting thoughts and ideas into action. The mind is constantly absorbing information, changing the thought patterns of intellect. The spiritual mind, always on the path of truth. Life challenges the clarity and truth in the mind with distractions and illusions, which can create confusion and lack of focus. The ace balances challenges, directing your intellectual conscious mind back on course. Its gifts of perception, foresight, action, and power cut away the obstacles and any fears that are blocking you at this time. This really does represent the concept of mind over matter. The ace brings forth the birth of potentials, foresight. It could refer to the birth of a child or a pregnancy also, I think. It represents for you new inspirational ideas, imaginations, perspectives, and embarking on the adventure of intellectual exploration. Now, if you are feeling stuck, in doubt, or blocked with a problematic situation, the ace cuts through the mental fears and the chatter of the mind with power, purpose, and clarity, bringing resolution. It brings success and victory through life's challenges, expanding your wisdom. This ace signals a time for you to seize the day, take action, and create new purpose in your life and align with your true destiny. And finally, we have here the, Six of Wands, okay. Now, this Six of Wands, I think this has got some good things to say here. In the image, the sunflower wands, see there are 6 of them, they grow upwards in full bloom, bringing joy, fulfillment, and success. The sun rises in the glowing heart, bringing inner strength and new promise. Your heart is full and excited, ready for new adventure. The starry horse and rider gallop through the heavens of possibilities. The rider holds his star high, shining the way to his next accomplishment, doesn't he? The starry horse guides the rider through the dimensions of his dreams. Do you know, really in this position down here, the gift of this energy is that it brings a belief in yourself, in your dreams and aspirations, and having the focus and willpower to see them blossom into reality. The Six of Wands here brings harmony after chaos, a victory and recognition after hard work. It can be a personal victory or a shared one. Regardless, success is yours. Your dreams are becoming manifested. This energy opens the path to inner wisdom, to deep understanding and vision, spiraling out to new challenges and adventure. Now with this 6 here, it says that you will be perceived by others as having acquired strong leadership abilities of communication and teamwork, honoring and respecting those who supported you on your path to achievement. Your talent to work with people brings support, harmony, and inspiration to a group environment. Use the energy and excitement of your victory to ignite the passion in others and find and follow their soul self and, well, the Hindu audience would understand the word dharma, their dharma, what they have to do. This energy here reminds you that ultimately your success, large or small, contributes to the collective evolution. Opportunities, renewal, expansion, and breakthroughs all come with this 6 of Wands. It brings victory and good news. It blesses you with supportive friends and happy relationships. This 6 gifts you with self-esteem and inner strength. It indicates good health or overcoming an illness. There is optimism about the future, but also the awareness that success is as cyclic as the sun sets and rises. Enjoy your victories. Use them to move you towards your next goals. Remember those who were there for you. Be there for them. And always honor and thank the divinity for your gifts. That's the way it is for you this month. Well, I really enjoyed doing that for you. I'm glad we had the chance to do that. It was really interesting, I thought. Did you? I think it was fantastic. I think this is going to be a good month for you. And don't you deserve it? You do deserve it because you always put out so much, so it's time for you to get something back, I think. And anyway, until that coming back happens, remember this, and remember this always, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.